As we all know, a TikTok ban is coming soon. So there's been a ton of information being pumped out on that platform that if we don't consume now, we may not even hear about otherwise. Take a seat, because there's a lot of content coming your way. Let's watch.
God, if I'm lying, strike me down right now. I've never been in one Hollywood park in 20 years. And at 1 a.m. in the morning, the face masks come out. The devil, people start having, and it just becomes a totally different party. I have never seen it in my life. So I think what happens is when you have a bold and very specific stance with who and what you represent. It's like a bartender walking by you with the drinks.
They're not even offering you
You're
drinks.
not even coming to my section.
Are you saying this stuff does happen though, but it's more like manipulating people to get involved?
I am saying to you that when people speak about cult and demonic people, I've been in music and I've been in Hollywood for over 20 years, and I know it's going on. I'm sure it's going on. But I am not here to confirm it because I've actually been exposed with myself. And just maybe they don't invite me to those parties. What I want people to know is like, man, so many of y'all think rap, want to act, want to write, want to direct. And I think this devilish dark industry is like this overshadowing thing that's scaring a lot of people from chasing their dream.
There you have Tyrese, artist, actor, someone who's acted in one of the biggest movie franchises of them all, the Fast and the Furious series. If he's telling you it's real, you would be foolish to not believe it. Those same powers that be that he speak of are probably part of the reason why TikTok is going to be no more in America.
An Australian billionaire has announced he plans to build and set sail on a Titanic 2. Clive Palmer held a press conference at the Sydney Opera House on Wednesday to announce his vision for completing the 50,000-ton vessel. This won't be like OceanGate, with billionaires confined to a small space and controlled, well, remotely. This is an exact replica of the ship that famously crashed into an iceberg on her maiden voyage. And Palmer does actually know what he's doing. Titanic 2 is actually going to be built by his own company, Blue Star Line. He said, "We are getting the best shipbuilders, designers and engineers in the world back on deck to build Titanic 2. It has 9 decks, 835 cabins and will serve up to 2,435 passengers. It will be powered by a diesel engine, but it will still feature 4 smokestacks like the original coal-powered Titanic. Is it a disaster waiting to happen?"
Wait, hold on. Who is he going to have to put all that coal in that daggone Titanic too? Because there were men working hard and diligently trying to throw all that coal in there constantly over and over and over to make sure that that ship continued to run. And if I remember correctly, they were down there trying to supply coal to that ship even when the ship was going down, and they knew that they had no chance of survival. So it was in them to want to at least save the people on board.
You to imagine a world where you have to pay a subscription fee to use self-checkout devices at major retailers across this country. Now, I want you to stop imagining it because it is about to be a reality across this country. How Walmart's self-checkout may be changing soon. Walmart, Target, and other major retailers set to begin annual subscription fees to use self-checkout. I always try to get to the bottom of these self-checkout machines. What was the motive? I thought it was to put Americans out of jobs. But no, they want to start charging you. That's right, you, the person that's watching this, to do work. Not only do we not make any money, we are now charged to spend money. Somebody has to stop all of this. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody has to step up. And their first order of business is they have to get rid of all of these subscription services. I have more subscription services than I can even count. They've ruined TV with the subscription services. I have to pay for subscription services for channels I didn't even know I had if I want to watch a show now. They ruined TV, and now they are charging us to check out.
I bet I know what they were thinking. They were probably thinking, yeah, well, places like Amazon has Prime subscription. So people pay $100 a year or whatever it is, however much Prime is, to be able to have their items shipped to them at a lower cost, and they're still having to buy products on Amazon. Maybe they're thinking the same sort of ordeal. Oh, we'll just charge people for self-checkout. No, you can't start charging us for something that we were already using for free. We got to come in there and shop. I think I know another reason why they're trying to do this is because they're losing so much money at the self-checkouts. It's not our fault that these big conglomerate companies want to be cheap and not pay workers. They sit there and have all these self-checkout lanes where they're losing so much money because so many people are stealing products. Yeah. So now you want to charge everyone that shops at Walmart so that way you can make up some of the money that you will lose annually on shoplifters? Ah, you think you slick. I figured that out real quick. Go ahead and pull that junk if you want to. I'll stop shopping there, I'll tell you that. Promise you that. As a matter of fact, even though Walmart is right next door to me and I can walk to it in a few minutes, I'm still not going to shop there. I just left from there. Do that mess. I won't be going back. I'm telling you. Y'all going to hurt yourselves.
Our dose of uncovering the Bolivian Grove, which is the same thing as the Bohemian Grove, except the female version of it. In the first part, one thing I did not mention was how the Bohemian Grove has never had a female member, and part of the reason that the Bolivian Grove started is because the women and wives of these men, and also just women that were successful, wanted their own group and being able to have something similar to this, which then started the Bolivian Grove, which their whole motto is Adventures of the Mind. They meet all over South America once a year. They have all their members come. Right now, I believe they're up to 129 members. It's all exclusive, very elite. You have to be somebody or know somebody. I will tell you some of the members. I put a picture up before that had Beyonce in it, and that's right. That's right, Beyonce. In one of her music videos, she actually that year was at the Bolivian Grove, one of their yearly meetups, and they did a whole music video, which scenes and parts of it are actually from that year's meetup. The Bolivian Grove has this tree that is in Belize that's sacred to them. They do their plays or rituals around it, and Beyonce used it in one of her music videos. And I already mentioned Sonia Sotomayor, but one of the things that I thought was kind of funny about her is that she got called out for being part of this group, right? And when she got called out, she was running for Supreme Court Justice at the time. Whoa. And so she stepped down, but that same year she went to their yearly meetup. So did she really step down? I don't think so.
Interesting. Wow, all this stuff is really, I've never heard of them. I've never heard of the female Bohemian Grove, Bolivia, whatever the heck they call it. And this is why they want to get rid of TikTok. This real reason right here.
The head CEO, Anna Kaplan of Goldman Sachs.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, some of these Bolivarian women, I'm pretty sure some of these women on here were part of Congress or whatever that they going to, help to push the bill to get TikTok banned.
I don't think so. The head CEO, Anna Kaplan of Goldman Sachs, is part of it. She's also part of a bunch of other things. She owns a business that is risk assessment, and I noticed a theme that a lot of these people own businesses that are in credit or risk assessment. Funny thing was, 2 years ago, Amber Heard was a guest at the Bolivian Grove, their annual meeting. She was there. And yep, guess who else is part of the Bolivian Grove? You got it. It's funny that she's part of it when one of the missions of the Bolivian Grove is to get a female president into office at any cost. They actually say that on their website, at any cost. And that's right. Some would call her the Queen of Comedy, and others call her the exec officer of the Bolivian Grove Group.
I need to call up some people that I know that know some stuff about some stuff and see if they know anything about this.
Guys, can we talk about the hail that just landed in Mexico yesterday?
Dang!
Why is it the size of a freaking softball? Now, in the UAE, right, hail was about this big, right? And people were telling me in the comments that it's normal. To me, it doesn't look normal at all.
Look at that.
Pues así quedó, miren lo que hizo el granizo, miren cómo dejó las pinches techos.
Nothing normal about this.
Miren.
And March in Mexico, what?
Las camionetas.
If you really believe that this type of hail is normal, It's not, okay? You need
No.
to wake up.
No.
Cause bro, ain't no way.
Because if it was normal, you idiots, people wouldn't be posting about it on social media as if it wasn't normal. Use part of your brain, at least. Try to. Come on now.
As far as I know, I never seen hail be this large. I haven't seen anyone talk about this. And yeah, like, why isn't this being discussed? This is actually crazy.
But it's normal.
Behold, the sea pig.
It's a Pokemon.
It's like nothing these scientists have ever seen before. Telling CBS News,
the strong suspicion we have right at the moment is this is a new species.
It's one of more than 100 potential new species that were found during a 21-day expedition of the Bounty Trough.
100 new species? Man, this is literally like Pokemon.
A 5
Because they had 100 in the beginning.
100-mile stretch of ocean off the coast of New Zealand.
We've discovered a whole range of new species, from fish to snails to corals and sea cucumbers.
Scientists dredged up new samples from as far as 3 miles deep into the water. Not just getting a look at new forms of life, but also being discovered themselves.
This large specimen swam through the frame, had a little look at us, flashed its light organs once, and then disappeared off into the darkness. And that was a heart-stopping moment.
Confirmed new species will be added to the so-called Tree of Life, which helps map the evolution of life and how the species are connected.
To think 3 miles. You know how crazy it is to travel 3 miles just looking straight ahead? Imagine going that deep into the ocean and discovering new life forms that you never knew existed. But what's so crazy is there's another theory about the ocean that I never thought about that I find to be very fascinating. Let's watch.
Can I blow your mind right now?
Sure.
Okay. If the center of the Earth is hot, why is the bottom of the ocean cold? Right? Let that sink in.
Think about it.
So you're closer to the source of the Earth's heat, but the water is colder.
Freezing.
Doesn't make sense.
Freezing.
So,
like you will freeze.
Chris and I were talking about this because we were flying to see our sister last summer, and we're going over the ocean. And I said, make it make sense, Chris. Scientists expect us to believe that the center of the Earth is 100% pure lava, which is liquid fire. You can look this up. So shouldn't the bottom of the ocean be boiling water?
Right.
Well, it's not. It's cold water. So there's only one explanation for this. There's only one explanation. And that is that the center of the Earth is actually frozen. And if this is a hard thing to believe, you just have to look to the evidence.
Right.
And who gives us the evidence? The same scientists that try to tell us that the center of the Earth is hot. Okay, so if you really want to go down this rabbit hole with me, ask yourself why 50% of scientists say that the dinosaurs were killed by the Ice Age, and the other 50% say it was because of volcanic eruptions. Well, if the center of the Earth is frozen, what comes out of a volcano? I think you know where I'm going with this.
Okay, you kind of lost me at the end there. I'm so confused now. Everything I know is a lie.
It's been going for 30 seconds.
For the past couple of months, several people have been hearing mysterious sounds coming from the sky, and I've noticed a pattern. I'm going to show you guys 3 videos that may actually prove that these are underground constructions. But why? This first video is coming in from Banff in Canada. Pay very close attention.
This is honestly so fascinating to think about. I never, not once, the double negatives, I never thought about the fact that it could be underground construction that's causing these sounds heard around the world. Is there like an echo underground that is just projecting that noise out so loud?
Springs, it's a very similar sound. Check this out.
Oh, I'm listening.
Stay inside, baby.
Let me you guys hear this. Wait for it.
So there is a pattern. The first one was in Banff, right? So check this out. So we have these mountains, follow them over down here to Colorado Springs. Okay. And then we have it also happening in Quebec and Montreal. So we have a perfect triangle. Someone is building something, but why? Check this out. This is Montreal, Quebec.
Similar sound. He could be wrong. The people filming could be wrong. I could be wrong. If you think that you know for sure what those sounds could be, please let us know in the comment sections. And if you're watching this video and you don't know and you want to look in the comment section and see if somebody knows, let me know if you come across the comment, because I'm curious. What in the world could that sound be? If it ain't somebody building something on the ground.
This is the most controversial video in the entire world right now. That video shows what at first may appear to be Kate Middleton and her husband walking at a farmer's market. Okay. Now, this is the first time in a while that people have seen Kate Middleton straight up on a video. And since this recently captured video is kind of not the highest quality, everyone is saying that that is not Kate. Before we get into it, be sure to support this video if you want to see more like it. Since the video has come out, people have AI upscaled it and produced images like this in trying to get a better look at the woman who is walking with Prince William. I probably don't have to point this out, but this is Kate Middleton, and I don't know who this is, but it is not Kate. Essentially, nobody online thinks that it's actually Kate Middleton in the video, and they're coming up with a bunch of theories as to why Kate is hiding. Some people think that Kate and William may have gotten divorced, and other people think that Kate is no longer with us and the royal family is trying to cover it up as much as possible. A lot of people are also comparing Kate to Princess Diana, which if you don't know that story, I can share it. Just let me know if you want to hear it. It's much more than just an Ice Spice song.
Research, I have discovered maps that show a lot of these deep underground bases, are also known as dumps. These bases are in locations where there appear to have been other openings deep under the earth. And how do I know this? Well, anybody can figure it out because we have access to the ground penetrating radar data. This data shows specific types of caverns and openings deep beneath the earth, sometimes a mile deep. And what it appears when you look at some of these overlaying military tunnels, it seems as if they knew where they were at. So they actually tunneled to these actual locations, these ancient locations, and kind of made them into their path as they created their own grid.
When we look at the creation stories of our...
So maybe that is where these sounds are coming from. They underground building passageways and stuff. That would make sense as to why you hear something so loud, but you can't pinpoint where it's coming from.
When we look at the creation stories of our past, as different as they are from one another, there are common themes that weave them all together. One of the most obvious of these common threads is the theme of another world beneath this one, a world, subterranean world, from which our ancestors emerged.
Federal Reserve. After researching it yesterday, I was so blown away because it feels like this is a great representation of us living in the Matrix. 1913, President Woodrow Wilson was elected. When he was running for president, he was adamant of speaking against the Aldrich Plan, which is the Federal Reserve. Yeah. But then had a meeting with the same dudes that came up with the Federal Reserve and compiled this idea where it's like going to pretty much be run by private banks, but let's broaden the term to where it sounds like it's a sect of the government, hence the term Federal Reserve. Yeah. Federal Reserve is not owned by the U.S. government. It is its own private institution. They created money, but the government owes interest on that money. We're so far in debt to the Federal Reserve. I think the amount that each American would have to pay to get out of debt is like $250,000 per American. So we're, in a sense, enslaved to this private institution. They control everything.
$250,000 per American citizen. Oh my God. They need to print more money, because how else is we supposed to expect to pay the Federal Reserve back? They need to print more money, which is going to lower the value of the American dollar. But heck, I mean, it's already going in that trajectory anyway, so whatever, I guess.
Who's in the dark must come to the light. What do you know about the petrified forest in Arizona?
This is real?
Oh my days.
Wait, this is not AI?
So check it. They're saying what caused the petrified forest is that it grew over 200 million years ago near waterways. During floods, water forced the trees to be pulled up from the ground. Over time, the wood from the trees became petrified. So let's take a closer look.
How?
Have you ever seen anything like that in your life?
No.
That looks more than petrified. That looks crystallized or turned into some type of marble.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. If this has been naturally petrified,
what?
Who cut the wood, which has been turned into stone, into small pieces?
Oh, yeah.
And you know what's funny? Everybody's looking in the front, but nobody's looking in the background at the giant tree stumps. Now I want you to compare these pictures. This is Arizona, and this is a mining site. Arizona, this is a mining site. And again, Arizona, and again, this is a mining site. So basically what I'm trying to say is sometime in the past, somebody cut down these trees with advanced technology, which we do not understand, and was mining for resources. The question is, who?
Not only who, but what? What did they use to go and cut them trees, them petrified already trees in half or in multiple pieces? Because you didn't cut a wooded tree in multiple pieces and it looked like that later on. Nah, y'all cut it while it was already petrified. But what did y'all use?
Paddy's Day, everybody. And it's time for my 100-year-old.
Wait, hold on. 100-year-old mummified leprechaun and banshee? The grandma brought back from Ireland in the 1940s?
Mummified leprechaun, what my great-granny left me.
Yo.
To go back to Ireland on a road trip.
Look at the feet.
And also, he's taking his girlfriend.
What the heck? A mummified and a mummified. Freaking leprechaun and a banshee were dating.
Hope you enjoy the trip. Happy St. Paddy's Day.
Yo, take the banshee out.
And he's come out to Ireland.
There it is. That's the leprechaun. Look at that.
For St. Patrick's Day. He's having a good look round.
Are there still leprechauns out there?
So he's told me he lives up this lane, well, bloody path. And it goes on for quite a few miles.
Believe it.
He's come back to see where he used to live.
Touch his teeth. Man, somebody needs to examine. Somebody needs to examine this thing and make sure it's real. That'd be so crazy if it was.
Hey, diddly doo. There he is. With his girlfriend, the banshee. And this is where he was captured. Over 100 years ago.
Is it?
Along with his girlfriend, the banshee.
Y'all capture her too? Both of them together?
Oh, look at his little face.
There's a whole thread on Twitter that just literally blew my mind. If y'all have not read that thread, I highly suggest you do it. It's by Nick Hinton. So the Mandela effect debate about the Statue of Liberty is whether or not it's on Ellis Island or Liberty Island. And depending on which dimension you are in, it depends on which island the statue is actually in. I know that sounds crazy, but let's get into it. So here, in this picture, it's actually on Liberty Island. But in this painting, it's on Ellis Island. And these images from Google Maps on the street view show that just the bottom of the statue is on Liberty Island. The rest of the statue is just gone. What? How is half of the statue there? But it gets even weirder. The account that uploaded those pictures goes by the username August Bartholdi, who was the designer of Lady Liberty. And the account also has his picture from the 1800s, and he's verified by Google. What? I'm so confused. And to make things even stranger, when the Statue of Liberty was on Ellis Island, you could go up into the torch. There's a lot of people that remember going up into the Statue of Liberty and going into the torch. But with the Statue of Liberty being on Liberty Island, you're not allowed to go into the torch. And I think the craziest thing of all is all the pictures that people have uploaded to the internet where they're standing in front of the Statue of Liberty, but the Statue of Liberty is not there. But it was there when they took the pictures. And they were on Ellis Island. It's not there. Statue of Liberty is gone. Here's another one taken from Ellis Island with the Statue of Liberty gone. Pictures of the background with open water. The Statue of Liberty is nowhere to be seen. Oh, Statue of Liberty, just open water. I'm telling you, there's something up with this flagpole right here. In some of the pictures, that flagpole is there, but the pictures where the Statue of Liberty is behind them, that flagpole's not there. See, there's that flagpole again. The Statue of Liberty's not there, though. There's that flag again. And again. As you can see, they're tagging Ellis Island because that's where the Statue of Liberty is at when they're taking the pictures. I don't know, y'all. I think this is just some crazy Mandela effect, but what do y'all think?
I was just recently in New York, and because we were so crunched for time, we didn't get an opportunity to go over to the Statue of Liberty. It would have been nice if we could have. Definitely would have took some pictures in front of it. Would have been curious to see if the Statue of Liberty would have showed up in the pictures after hearing this. Now I got to go back to New York. Yep, got to tell my buddy about it so we can plan the trip, because that pizza was amazing.
If this is in your home, your day is ruined.
Oh no.
All right, guys, we're back with a part 2 for items that people found in their house that you would not want to find.
Not me.
In this video that I was tagged in, this guy's doing some work when all of a sudden he discovered a board wedged between this wall and the wall that he's working on. When he reaches behind and pulls this board out, he's discovered that somebody has placed a Ouija board inside of the wall.
Evil.
For those of you guys that don't know what a Ouija board is, let me give you guys a brief explanation. A Ouija board has a basic layout. It's got the entire alphabet, numbers 1 through 0, goodbye, yes, and no. And for those that are superstitious, Ouija boards are believed to allow you to be able to communicate with people from beyond the grave. To use it, people place their hands on this little piece right here, which is a magnifying glass. They ask questions to the dead person, and it's supposed to move your hand around and give you guys the answer.
He called it a magnifying glass as if he didn't do his research. Now I forgot what that thing is actually called. Somebody comment down below what that thing is called. Darn it.
I think that Ouija boards are direct portals to demons, though, which is why you wouldn't want to find it in a wall. Questions to the dead person, and it's supposed to move your hand around and give you guys the answer. A lot of people think that Ouija boards are direct portals to demons, though, which is why you wouldn't want to find it in a wall. So let me ask you guys, if you were doing a renovation and you found an abandoned Ouija board hidden in the wall, what would you do?
Move and put that Ouija board right back where I got it from, because ain't no way. Shit. Somebody put that Ouija board there for a reason. And I'm pretty sure that reason was so that whatever was haunting that Ouija board, whatever spirits were brought out because of that Ouija board, yeah, they didn't know how to daggone get rid of them spirits and close them, so they try to put them off on the next tenant. No, not me. Not me. Yeah, that's it.
Cool light show going on here, but don't know how it's doing this.
Oh, they don't know. They're there to witness it with their eyeballs, and they don't understand what's happening.
It has like a whole bunch of different patterns that it's doing.
What's doing that? What are we looking at? How big is it?
Oh wow! It's doing all sorts of trippy.
It's trippy, all right. I'm trippy out.
Where is it coming? I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Oh yeah, y'all don't. If y'all don't know, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a spaceship.
I've never seen any kind of like lights like this ever anywhere.
No. Hope it's alien, because that'd be awesome.
Been many times in my life where I've been propositioned to get a huge role. I've lost my agency because I went to the hotel room, which I can't believe they would send me to, of a very prominent Oscar award-winning director who showed up in his robe, asked me to take my clothes off and said he needed to take Polaroids of me, and that if I did X, Y, and Z, I would be the next Marvel character. I didn't do that, and my agency fired me because I left this director's room. And
along those lines,
a lot of these stories, a lot of my other male friends have gone through with both men and women in this industry. But there's a double standard, and this is where I bring Terry Crews. Terry Crews comes out and says it, people are laughing at him.
Right.
Usually when someone mentions a double standard, they're talking about the opposite sex, but not in this case. He's talking about the opposite race. How a black man came out and addressed some things only to be laughed at because he's black and also because he was big. It's like, how is it that you wasn't able to protect yourself from that man being weird and inappropriate with you, is what people were saying.
This guy, he claims he saw, I don't even know what it is, but look, just watch this video. This has 3.8 million views right now.
You know, you can tell someone's walking behind you. I look back, he's just fucking looking at me. He stops when I stop. So I walk forward a little bit, you know, I keep walking like that. And I said, I turn, I go, what? What's your problem? Swear to God, on my mother's grave, this guy's eyes was jet fucking black. Jet black. Just sit there smiling like that, man. I turn around, fucking. I come home. I'm sitting out there where my street is. Like that corner right there by the stop sign, that stand right there, dude. Come in here, get my gun, look out again, he's gone. That dude was not human.
Yo, okay, there's more. Okay. This is just the first one that went viral.
Yeah.
Damn, this guy has videos on videos on videos of crazy happening to him. Yeah. I'm gonna play 2 of them for you. Okay. This is way too much. So I was looking at the comments, fam. Comments were saying those people are the fallen. That's what they call them, the fallen angels. And then they have special abilities that can maybe see your life through something. Ever since that guy posted that video, it's been popping off for him. When I say that, I mean, like, I don't know if you can call it haunting. I don't know what. Yeah. Literally a video of him being possessed.
Wait, what?
Like, he's talking as someone first.
Whoa.
Yeah. No.
I didn't know it was that crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'll start off slow.
Yeah.
One of the videos is his house started becoming haunted. His lights started flickering. He would hear noises. He would hear voices. Yeah. Look at this.
Well, here we go. Friday night show. The lights are all going to crap in the garage again. Okay. I'm trying to talk to you guys, and evidently it's just... I'm gonna go back in the house. I'm gonna go live when I get in the house.
So other videos, he's in his kitchen, shit's popping off. Yeah. He's in his bedroom and the lights flickering. I don't think this guy's fucking acting though. Like, look.
He can't be acting.
He has scratches on his body that he can't explain.
Okay, yeah, that's
like when he
real
goes
then.
to bed, he sees these scratches come up on him.
I was down back for working, and it just hurts. It just burns. And
But that scratch was honestly high enough to where he could have did it himself.
I feel odd. I
want to believe him.
Sometimes I get weirded out that I'm just a brain trapped in a skeleton piloting a meat suit.
You think that's weird?
I do.
I'm about to make this so much weirder for you.
Oh, I'm about to blow your mind then. So, back in like the 80s or 90s or I don't...
Whoa. Bro, you better call 911. I grabbed my phone to try to record it. Then when I ran to the bathroom, it started knocking. But when I looked during the knocking, there was no one at the door, just her standing by the tree. Wait a minute, this guy looks familiar. Is he still being haunted? Or stalked?
It's not currently in there.
Somebody knocking at his door.
I ordered DoorDash because my sister and the kids are gone for tonight. Like, I'm here by myself. But, like, the kids had football practice, so they had to go do their own thing. So, I ordered DoorDash.
Oh, he didn't hear that? It sounded like somebody close to him said, I'll take you, I'll take you. And he didn't even respond or bat an eye. It's like he didn't hear it.
And I heard it knock.
Again, why is he on the phone with us when he could be calling 911? The cap is real.
Remember when, but they did some experiments on some people who, for medical reasons, unaffiliated to this test, thank God, had to have the right and left hemispheres of their brain separated medically.
I think that was the 50s where they did this.
They asked these people a bunch of questions separating their, line of vision from right and left. They asked them the same question on both sides of their body, and then both sides of their body answered differently to the same question.
Crazy.
Sometimes that question being, what is your name? Which suggests that there is a second you that is, to be clear, still you inside your head that knows that there is more than one you, that the other you, the you that pulled out your phone and filmed this TikTok with, doesn't know about. There's you, the you that you think of, and then there is the you that you don't know anything about, but is sitting there rolling its eyes at the obviousness of this all. But that's not the weirdest part. That's not the freakiest part, or the one that causes me the most lost sleep at night. This also, and for the record, everything I say next is purely my own conjecture. It is my own opinions. This is not based on any other scientific studies or evidence at all. This is purely my own hypothesis formed after hearing the conclusions of the previously mentioned scientific study. So take everything I say with a grain of salt the size of the Himalayan mountains, okay? Disclaimer out of the way. If this is true, this suggests, to me at least, that people with DID, or dissociative identity disorder, might in fact be a version of humanity that, for either medical or psychological reasons, a part of their brain has been turned off that disallows the communication between all of these different versions of ourselves. Which means people with DID have this ability to freely communicate with the other us inside our head. But here's where it gets really fucking existential, because people or pods with DID can have as many as 100 different alters, according to my own research. Which means, if this hypothesis is correct, you are not just one, or even just two, but as many as 100 different brains piloting a bone mech wearing meat armor.
Maybe not 100 different brains, but maybe there's 100 different thought variations of yourself, which I could see. Anyway, y'all leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See you.